What's up, guys? Welcome to another stream. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too. Boros tokens. I mean, you've seen it everywhere. It's a pain to deal with most of the time because they just usually play like, a few of these and it's game over. There's a lot of really cool cards that I feel like I should probably put in here. And let's just go over the deck, shall we? So we've got a few unwanted remake. I've been playing this card in my blue-eye control deck, and it is really cool, especially against mono red. When they go into attack, go ahead and throw this out. Typically, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna probably manifest a land. And then, of course, we can just sweep that up with Temporary Lockdown, which is also in this deck. 4 of those, my faithful old friend. Get Lost, we got 4 of those, of course, for all the Planeswalkers out there. Not on my watch. Just another way to get, mono red is just so fast. So we're still sticking with a lot of heavy spot removal. We also have Make Your Move against the mirror match, which in playtesting I've ran across quite a few times. So wanted to have a quick way to deal with their enchantments and artifacts as well, their forges. And then Caretaker's Talent, of course, you can't have Boros tokens without Caretaker's Talent. You have to have a way to draw cards and make more tokens and pump your tokens. This does everything, of course, so we got 4 of those in there. And Forge. I mean, come on. Everybody knows this card by now. If you don't, I'm sorry, but you should. When I first saw this card, I knew it was going to be a pain, and there's so many decks. I mean, if you're running red and anything, you probably got this card in there. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, put an oil counter on Forge, then create an X1 red Phyrexian horror creature token with trample and haste, where X is the number of oil counters on Forge, and then sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. Archangel Elspeth is really good, of course. Like, her +1 ability, create a excuse me, a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink, -2, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It becomes an angel in addition to its other types and gains flying. And then -6, return all non-land permanent cards with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I was actually thinking about running more copies of Elspeth, but for right now, in playtesting again, having the 2 copies hasn't been really all that bad. I may end up upping it later on. Season of the Burrow. Another card that everybody should know, in my opinion. So 5 mana, 3 and 2 white. You can choose up to 5 Pauls worth of modes. So you may choose the same mode more than once. 1 little Paul, you create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. 2, you exile target non-land permanent. Its controller draws a card. 3, you return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. So this is really cool in the way of being able to grab Temporary Lockdown or Forge or Caretaker's Talent and throw them back into play with an indestructible counter on them. So that there's a lot of value here. Exiling target non-land permanent, I mean, that's huge as well. Sunfall, of course, everybody knows that card. It's no stranger. Exile all creatures, incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. I am running 3 Quintorius Khand. Good old legendary elephant planeswalker dude. Pretty cool. So whenever you cast a spell from exile, Khand deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. +1, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. -3, you discover 4, and then -6, exile any number of target cards from your graveyard, add red for each card exiled this way, and then you may play those cards this turn. So Khand is really awesome because immediately you can -3 and then you can find literally anything down through here. But it's really great to find a Forge or a Elspeth, So this is kind of Super Friends in a way. I was going to actually add Eternal. So Eternal Wanderer, of course, like there's a lot of people running at least one copy in the main and most of the builds that I've seen. So that was kind of what I was thinking, is having like a Super Friends build, like a Super Friends token control, which is a mouthful to say, but it sounds pretty awesome. And in theory, it should work pretty well. The whole point is to try to generate tokens, to try to create tokens, get those into play. And we do a good job of that with the Planeswalkers, with Forge, as well as with our land base, which we'll get to in a second. So there's also, if I can spell it right, so Dollmaker Shop Porcelain Gallery. This card is really awesome, and I've been going back and forth on whether or not I should put it in here. And but Dollmaker Shop, 1 and a white. Whenever one or more non-toy creatures you control attack a player, create a 1/1 white toy artifact creature token. Creatures you control have base power and toughness, each equal to the number of creatures you control. So of course, like in any type of creature build, if you're running white, I think this is a huge card for just about anybody, honestly. But especially in like the tokens build, I think that at least 1 or 2 copies of this could go a long way. Then we also have Overlord of the Mistmoors. So another card from Duskmourn. Just like the last one we just saw, 7/4/6/6, impending 4. If you cast a spell for its impending cost, it enters with 4 time counters and is not a creature until the last one is removed. At the beginning of your end step, remove a time counter from it. So whenever Overlord of Mistmoors enters or attacks, create 2/2/1 white insect creature tokens with flying. So this is another way of getting tokens in, and it can be a really strong finisher in the late game. So just another, like, excuse me. Just another way for us to finish the game out. So I kind of like this one. I mean, quite a bit for tokens. And then there's also Little Toby. This card kind of reminds me of Monsters Incorporated, which was one of my favorite movies when I was younger. Toby Beastie Befriender. So 3 for a 1/1. When Toby Beastie Befriender enters, create a 4/4 white beast creature token, but this creature can't attack or block alone. As long as you control 4 or more creature tokens you control have flying, which would be huge, right? Kind of reminds me of old school Elspeth in a way, where she was able to make 3 tokens a turn, and then eventually they all got +3/+3 and flying. I think she was like from Theros, I want to say, and everybody had a hard time with that. So Toby is definitely, one of those honorable mentions. I feel like for the most part, though, we do have a pretty good streamline of things going on down here. So in our mana base, we do have 4 copies of Fountain Port. I was going to throw Mirex in here as well, but it's just so many off-color lands. I honestly, probably because of Demolition Field, having 4 copies of it, I may kind of want to go down to maybe 2 or 3 Fountain Ports. Well, thank you so much. Valir Plays. Thank you so much for the follow, appreciate it. So Fountain Port is really cool. Of course, like pay 2, tap, sacrifice a token, draw a card. Pay 3, tap, pay a life, create a 1/1 blue fish. Pay 4, tap, create a treasure token. I mean, basically this is everything we want in this deck. So we're gonna run with 4 Fountain Ports with this as well. And of course, there's a lot of red mana over here for such a small splash of red cards. And I just kind of wanted to make sure that on turn 3 we were going to be able to play our Forge if we had it in hand. So we're going to go ahead and jump into some games. And again, all those cards that I showed with around the tokens and some of the cards I really wanted to throw in here, I very well, may rebuild this over and over and over again for a while and keep bringing it back. I mean, Boros tokens is really strong. It can be, a nightmare to deal with, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And that's the whole point, right? Is if you're not having fun with your current deck, I mean, if it's winning, okay, cool. You know, I mean, I get that. But if you're not having fun at the same time, then you might want to think about, you know, changing it up a little bit. And this deck is a lot of fun to play. Give me just a second. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and jump into some games. So right now, guys, by the way, I just wanted to say that we are Platinum Tier 4. Got a win here in Platinum Tier 4, but this is kind of where we're starting within the new season. And so we'll go back. Just kind of wanted to show you guys where we are to begin with. So Boros tokens, there's just so many different ways you can go with it, right? There's so many cards that I mean, I almost feel like I kind of want to run, and of course there would be those 4-ofs that we wouldn't be able to switch out, but there's a part of me that just kind of wants to run it like Commander. Just have one copy of everything and just throw it all in there. So we have a couple of different pieces of removal. I would like some earlier spot removal. That was kind of the whole point of throwing all of that earlier interaction in there, was to see it in our opening hand. You don't always get what you want. Let's go ahead and keep this, even though I know that if we're up against mono red, this hand is garbage. So, but we're gonna go, exactly right. And this hand, like I said, is garbage. Well, GG's. I guess we're done. We'll go ahead and play anyways, I guess. We won't just give up because we saw the ley line, but we should. We probably should. Anytime I see 2 ley lines, it's one of those things like I want to hit the concede button immediately. As soon as I see the second ley line come down and they have more than 3 cards in hand still, it's kind of like, okay. And here we go. Yeah, sure. Swinging for a whole 8, no problem. We'll go down to 12. And we still don't have any early removal. And the only thing we can really do is talent. So again, like on slower decks, you know, against anything that moves a little bit slower, it's not a terrible, like the most terrible hand in the world to keep, especially, you know, with the ability to draw into something that we could potentially need. But this is just ridiculous right here. Okay, so that's game 1. We're not coming back from this. Good game, mono red. No problem. Moving right along. So we may end up putting more spot removal in just because of mono red, and maybe come down a little bit on the sweepers. We do have 4 copies of Sunfall, of course, and then the 4 temporary lockdown, which we kind of need, but at the same time, mono red is just so incredibly fast. And you know, it would be one thing, like I could go ahead and do a series on mono red. I could even do a best of 3 on mono red. And I wouldn't have any fun with it. I mean, yeah, it'd probably get me to Mythic in no time. But I know that I wouldn't have any fun with it. So, this is better. Much better. Of course, we could use you know, a white source. And that's the risk you take when you're running like those off-color lands for Demolition Field, as well as for Fountain Port. That's kind of the issue that we run into. I do love this pet. Okay, so far they've got a slower start over there, and we did find a plane, so start off with that. That makes me feel a heck of a lot better. Token taps it all. I wonder what we're talking about here. Ooh, an Aftermath Analyst. Cool. You gotta pay 4 in order to sacrifice it and return all the lands. So we'll see what they do here and what they tap out for. Then we may follow up with a Get Lost or Not On My Watch to get it off the field, because I definitely don't want them to... They have like 3 lands in there now? Okay. Plotted Pillage, sure. Are you going to try to attack? No. Let's get rid of it. Cool. So now I guess we'll go with Fountain Port and a Forge. Wow, he went crazy on that. I'm sorry. Old school looking. It's pretty cool. I like that art. Yep, Evolving Wilds. Could you imagine if Nissa, Resurgent Animist, was not a legendary creature? I think about that sometimes and how insane that would be. Lumra. Okay. So we have Nissa, which is at a 4. If only. That's a cool draw. Well, doesn't really make any sense to attack, so we will not. But at least we have the talent and the Forge in play, and of course, like, that's the whole combo, right? You want a Forge and you want a talent. Them being on Golgari, again, I say it all the time, but they'd be the ones that always have removal for artifacts and enchantments. Yay, Lumra. And that's a really cool combo as well. They could pillage for nothing, I believe, now. Oh, okay. They plot Carnage, sure. Okay. Fabled Passage, get that out there. I guess go for another white source would be good. And then Unwanted Remake, I guess, on the Lumra would be... I think that'd be okay. Let's see. Nissa, 2 Nissas, Carnage, Bog, 2 cards. And I don't know if they'd have a way to protect him or not, but I kind of just want to get rid of him. Do we have anything in the way of lands that we're really concerned about? I mean, not really. I know, like I know what the whole plan is behind these. But we don't see a creature land yet, so we can just hold on to Demolition Field, which might end up using it anyways. Because it would be nice to get Elspeth out there. We can always do it next turn and hold up Not on My Watch. And there's another Not on My Watch. That's perfect. Sure, let's attack. Might as well, right? Because we're just gonna have to sacrifice it anyways. Don't want to use the white source for that. End the turn. So that's the one thing that I can, that I've kind of been going back and forth on is like the land base itself, because with the Fountain Ports and Demolition Field, yeah, I mean, they're super useful, but I think going down to like 3 each would be a little bit better for us. Just because, like, you can already see kind of like the headache with the land base itself, which Fountain Port and Demolition Field are both great cards, but just the way that it sits, it's just a little bit too much of the off color, even in a 2-color deck. And I'm really hoping that the attack ends so we can get rid of one Nissa. Of course, I know they have the other 2 in hand. But right now, we just need to try to get it off the field as quickly as possible. And now would be a really great time to draw into a Sunfall. Temporary lockdown. Yep, sure. This is a really interesting deck, though. I mean, of course, like, we had a very similar deck to this. Fun. Very fun. Wow. That's a combo. Very nice. So, the other one was green-red, and of course they would play the Aftermath Analyst, sacrifice it, bring all their lands back into play. World Soul Rage, I believe, was the card that finished the game out. Yep, go ahead. Do all the damages. So that deck is, and I'm sure, like, they have their own issues too. It seems like a really cool combo, right? I mean, nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, I know that they have their struggles against fast aggro, mono red, and all those different types of decks. And, up against Boros tokens, they kind of had a field day with us. And had we have run into like a Sunfall or a temporary lockdown, we'd have been pretty well off, I would say. It's all about the coulda, woulda, shoulda. You can have like all the key cards in your deck. You can have, you know, you can go out and copy somebody else's build, but you know, being able to pilot it, and then of course Magic is also luck of the draw. So this opening hand looks pretty lucky. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. I'm not saying that there's no skill involved. Wow, these guys are really afraid of being milled. And so that was kind of my point, is that, you know, there's also, there is some skill involved, right? I feel like, though, when you're mono red and you have a ley line in hand, I mean, I don't know. You guys can debate that amongst yourselves. Is Magic still a skill game, a skill-based game? In my heart, I believe that it is. These are some cool sleeves. All right, let's get it started. Was he trying to? He was trying for Banderas, right? Antonio Banderas. Okay, I guess we'll go with talent. So they're running a 140 card so far Orzhov deck. And somehow or another, it's working out pretty well for them. Let's see. Probably just passed a turn. Liliana. Wonderful. Gotta love it. 140 card.
Happy to help.
Liliana.
But I'm taking the credit when we win.
Very annoying. Okay. We will discard
Drop
a card
it.
for you. No problemo. Maybe we could go with... I don't know if we're gonna need it or not. It's probably not the best idea to discard Lockdown. We'll go ahead and get rid of this though. Hopefully we draw a land and we can get a Quintoria's Con out there on the field. That'd be really cool. Oh, well, okay. Maybe we just make a token. Could always throw another talent out there. I think we're just gonna have to make a token. Alright, so next turn we can play this guy, Mr. Quintoria's Con. Antonio Banderas, attack for 2. Mijor Banderas plays a Viper. Yeah. We will lose 4 life. Or we can sacrifice a fish. I guess we sacrifice a fish. Nah. We're gonna lose to 4 life. And here we go with a lockdown again. And a lockdown again. Isn't that lucky? So, we gotta do cons. So we're getting, hopefully, a little bit closer to a sunfall. That would be amazing. We gotta find a way of getting Liliana off the board. Yep, take out my token, sure. And whenever it attacks, put a blight counter on it. Each opponent loses 4 life. Oh, sacrifice a token.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yep. So discard a card, lose 4 life, and he takes out the Planeswalker. Sure. We probably should have
done more research.
did a -3 on Cond. Well, that's good news for us. We have not on my watch. Let's see. It would be so nice. It'd be so nice if we had one more land in play. Hopefully we draw into one. You know what? We're just gonna have to pass the turn here, honestly. Because we're gonna have to hold this up for the Viper. And then hopefully we can...
I'm tired of your secrets.
Well, let's go and get rid of this one. That kind of hurts a lot of it, not gonna lie. Get rid of this guy. So we either lose 8 life, or we can sacrifice a permanent. 2 non-land permanents. I guess. Man, this is so tough. It's kind of sad that we're having this much trouble. I want to keep both. I guess we lose the 8 life. And then they play what? They've got the finisher in their hand, don't they? What you got over there, Antonio? The world may never know. I'd really like to know, though. What are you holding on to over there? If you have the win, just play the win, right? I mean, that's basically, that's the name of the game. This is another reason why and of course, like, I'm new to streaming still. Obviously, you guys can tell that. So I've finished out 2 seasons. This is my 3rd season now, as I've been streaming. So, I feel like it's really hard when your opponent is not very cooperative. So I guess we're gonna have to play this now. And then I guess we'll pop in the token and try to draw.
Never go it alone.
Okay. And I think we're just gonna hold the 2 cards in hand. Just in case they have, like, Bandit's talent. Or she's gonna make me discard 1 anyways. Oh, sacrifice a creature. Okay.
One of your friends has to leave.
So what is the last card in your hands? Another Liliana. Okay.
I'll have this fight finished
But at least
before
now
lunch.
we can get to a point where we can attack into her. Get rid
Don't
of...
overthink things.
We have 2 fountain ports. We could probably use the creature land, honestly. Let's go ahead and sacrifice this one. Okay, so I think we'd want another white one, for sure. That was a nice pull. So, make a token here,
I require your expertise.
and then copy it. Let's go ahead and throw this in as well. Okay. I think we're going to go to make a treasure token. Hopefully they didn't draw into anything too grand. Aww. Well, that's not a very good card for us. They have Gix in the graveyard as of right now. Okay. Get rid of a mountain.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Make a treasure token. Cool. So I guess we just go ahead and attack into Liliana.
Go on, tell your story.
We're down to 1 life, and I seriously doubt we're going to be able to hold on, but we're going to do our best. I think anybody that's watched my videos
Whatever.
can
Luck
tell
favors
that
the foolish,
my anxiety
after
goes
all.
like through the roof in certain situations. Which, why wouldn't it? Okay, we have the make your move for that. All right. So let's see. We could -6 here. And let's see what we want. Caretaker's talent for sure. I really just wanted the other caretaker's talent. We're just grabbing things at this point.
Enough. I'm putting an end to this. You're about to be
I already played a land this turn, didn't I? Well, that shows how much I pay attention. I probably should pay a little bit more attention. That might make me a better Magic player. Alright, let's go ahead and pump this up as well. And let's demolition field this thing. You pretty much have the board empty. It's good news. So we should have this game on our next turn, regardless of what they draw into. There we go. That was extremely close. I mean, they got me down to 1 life. That was... Ugh. That was my anxiety again. Like, it was at the end of the thermometer, if that's how it were measured. Man, what a close game. That was an epic one, though. I will say that. Jump right into another game, guys. So I was gonna go ahead and do a series on 1 deck, and as it's going right now, I feel like I'm gonna be doing a lot of things this season around tokens, because tokens are just so much fun. Either that or prowess. If I find a deck that I really like, I will probably end up doing a series around it. And I gotta say, like, this could potentially be that deck. Or something similar. Man. Well, let's keep it. We'll just have to crack these fabled passages early and get our colors that we need, and it'll be fine. You know, I've been looking at these sleeves in the Mastery Pass, and I'm not really too big of a fan of any of them, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm just going to use my eyeballs on other things like cosmetics. Actual card cosmetics. There we go. Well, let's get that out there. Playing up against Mike. By the way, there's got to be a way that you can easily change your username, because some of these, like, there's no way. I'm not talking about Mike specifically, but there are certain usernames that are just like, they had to have gone back and changed it from what it originally was, unless they just put that much forethought into it beforehand. Which, hey, I'm not trying to take anybody's credit away from them, but from what I understand, trying to change your username in Arena is, you gotta jump through multiple hoops to get that done. Oh, right. Yay. Artifacts. Not a huge fan of artifacts, especially with the way this deck is currently set up. I guess we can do the... Let's go ahead and crack this open. One time. Well, we have 2 white sources and 1 red, which we don't really need more than a red. We will do it anyways. Maybe? Nah, we'll grab a white. Yeah, let's get the card draw going. Which, honestly, like, this... I was thinking about something. And then this was something I didn't mention from before. I do have a few copies of Synthesizer. And exactly 3 steps ahead, making a copy, putting in the token. Perfect. So I was actually looking at synthesizer and forge together. Like, how cool would that be? Do like an is it build, have of course your 3 steps ahead to be able to copy it, and then have your forges which trigger it, and then you're putting in tokens on top of tokens, which I think would be huge. So we could throw in pond. But we could also throw in our other forge and start getting that going. That's a tough call. Let's do cond, actually.
When the fight's over, I have some questions for you. Never go it alone.
It may have been a better idea to play the forge just because after they create so many tokens, we're going to be using our lockdowns. Yeah, so that's going to trick both. So, okay, they're going to allow me to block here. Cool. Okay, so this is getting tough, guys. Really tough. I think we're gonna have to try. So let's lock everything down if possible. Okay. It resolves. And then we'll play another forge. And I guess make a 3/2 token.
Sorry to wake you.
And that very well might be the move that I make, like with the evolution, I guess you could say, of this deck. I do like the thought of synthesizer and forge together. Incredibly powerful. Okay, Salt Blades take care of the 4/1. No problemo. Well, so far we're winning, I guess you could say, as far as life totals are concerned. Duplicator, absolutely. Make another synthesizer? Is that what we're doing? At the beginning of your next end step, create a token that's a copy of that artifact. Okay. Yep. So we have a make your move, which is cool. I guess we're just gonna have to sweep the board again. So let's do that. Cool, cool. And I guess we could take out one of these. So we make another token.
We can all learn from the past.
Let's see. Yeah, let's take out one of these. Okay, got him down to 6. What do we got this time? Come on, Mike. Everybody wants to be like Mike. Yeah. Cool. So a couple of 5/5s and a 3/2. Okay, so they're going to be able to block 3 of the creatures. Should we... What do we have in the graveyard over here? Just make your move. So we could -3. See what happens.
Some mysteries beg to be
That would have
solved.
been cool. Would have been cool. Okay. So I guess make a copy of that. Throw... Actually, you know what? We could just do this. You're gonna have to block the 8/3 for sure. Well, okay. The fact that they had trample got them. Well, that was pretty cool against blue-white artifacts. That was a pretty sweet victory. I feel like that's a song, isn't it? Anyways. I don't know. I feel like throwing blue in there and having the synthesizers, that would just be... How powerful would that be? I think that would just be... I think it would be insane. Let's go ahead and jump into another game. I'm a huge fan, and as soon as I saw Synthesizer, I immediately threw my wild cards at it to craft them. And but you know, ever since then, I just haven't found a whole lot of really good artifacts that make it like a viable option and more of a competitive situation, especially the way that the meta's changed over the last couple of sets, especially with Duskmourn. I don't know. I feel like... I just feel like red and having Forge... I mean, it's like the two cards are made for each other. Make a token every turn. Like... and when these come in, they make tokens. They trigger the synthesizer. It's a good starting combo idea anyways. Do I want to keep this with 2 lands? And the fact that we're on the play. I mean, probably shouldn't, to be honest. Be on the edge of my seat wondering if we're going to draw our 3rd land. At least we have some spot removal, so it's not all bad. These sleeves are perfect for Duskmourn. And that's kind of what I was expecting, like, with the Mastery Pass, having more sleeves based around favorite creatures of the set. That would have been really cool. Alright. Swamp and Fabled Passage. Okay, so it's just fancy mono black. I mean... let's just go ahead and take it out. I really don't want to deal with the bat. And even when I'm playing blue-white control, No More Lies always finds its way to targeting Deep Cavern Bat, because I'm not a huge fan of that card by any means. I'm barely a fan of it by any means. Alright, get a forge going. Very cool. Just a 1/1. Nothing to be afraid of. So I wonder if they're just mono black. Because otherwise they are just fancy mono black, right? Having passage in there. Which I get it, you know, being able to pull
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when don't
sure,
overthink
buddy. Make me
things.
discard a card. That's fine. We'll hold on to this for another discard, maybe? Or we could just get lost now. Which will make me discard again. We could just get rid of it now. Let's go ahead and go this route. Or we could activate this too by throwing the land down. There we go. That's better. That was a better play.
Fine, I'll take my zombies and leave.
Fancies? Fancy mono black. But yeah, pulling all the basic lands out of your deck, I mean, that's huge. Try to increase the chance of actually drawing into something you can use. Yes, Bloodletter. Love it. So this costs 3 to activate. And we're gonna have to actually just play this and get rid of this. So that combo with Unstoppable Slasher and Bloodletter is pretty incredible. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet, but so Slasher comes down turn 3, Bloodletter comes down turn 4, Slasher attacks in, and it's game over. That's a pretty sweet combo. A lot of different combos going on right now in the current meta. It's actually pretty exciting. Oh no, whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card. Okay, well, lucky for us, we're not doing much in the way of spells at the current moment. Okay, got him down to 5 life. I don't think they're coming back from it. Is he going to be able to come back from this? I do not think so. We've got 3 creatures getting ready to swing in on the next turn. Yeah, there we go. So again, that's just the power of Forge, right? Like, it is just insane. And the Membrane. It really is, like, it is such a tough card to deal with. And, again, like, as soon as I saw Forge, I was like, oh my gosh. It was kind of weird, too, because, like, I never saw it anywhere. On my way up to Mythic and, you know, the seasons before I started streaming, like, I never saw Forge anywhere. And I was like, okay, what is the deal? Because, you know, if you ask me, in my opinion, I believe that if you're running Gruul, if you're running Jund, you know, if you're running anything, even if you're running mono red, I feel like you could throw Forges in there, and running Forges alongside of your other creatures, especially after they sweep the board, because of course, like, going up against control, they're going to try to sweep your board with temporary lockdown, or Sunfall, right? So it's just like, well, should I say, going up against Boros tokens. So that's what they're going to try to do. But if you have, you know, heavy creatures, and you have like, let's say you're playing like mid-range, you know, a bunch of stompy, and you've got forges coming out, you know, in between all of your creatures. I mean, that's powerful stuff. Another 2-lander, but we're on the draw. But we do have the early removal, and if they're on mono red, I mean, I'm pretty excited to have that that spot removal in hand. So we're gonna keep it, eat some candy, knock on the door, open the box. I always thought that was pizza. I kept calling it pizza in some earlier streams. It's pie. Of course, like, so is pizza. Anyways. So I'm glad that we have the lockdown in hand, because obviously we're going to need that. Never evolve. Yep, Glem's Decor, a really cool card. We got a little bit of Simic action going on right now, which is kind of cool. I like seeing it. Why not attack? Okay. If you say so. I am not going to argue the point with you. Glitchy Ninja Raccoon. Sure. So are they just going to keep this little prowess otter over there for show? I guess they are, huh? We could get rid of this thing too with the Get Lost. Let's play a Forge. It went so well for us the last time. Okay, how about you play a couple more things? Heaped Harvest. Perfect. Why not? That should be fine. Do we have any lands? No, we do not. We don't have any lands we're worried about. That's good news. Oh, I thought that was there for show. Come on. Alright, so talent. Sweet. It's good news for us. We like seeing those sunfalls. Especially since they're like a really weird version of Domain Ramp. Of course, dead giveaway with the cornucopia. As soon as you see the cornucopia come down, that's exactly what we're dealing with. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Cavern of Souls over here. They very well may not be on Angels in particular. It's a high possibility that they might have 4 Jaces in there. Who knows? Yep, Prowess. Gain some life. And Heaped Harvest. Alright. They need all the land for their otter. Okay. If we could find another land. So I guess we go ahead and we attack first. So return an instant or sorcery. Right now they've only got Glimpse Decor, so we're not too worried about that. Level 2. It's more so the level 3 that we're worried about. Which, again, we have lockdown for that. I guess we'll just go into attacks, go ahead and get the card draw, hopefully find our 5th land, and then play a Cond. Aw. Well, we found it anyways. Don't know why it just won't let me attack. Go into attacks. It always has like a stutter step before we go into attacks there. So maybe okay, I guess we'll just do that for now. We could play the lockdown now too. Sure, let's play the lockdown now. Leave them scrambling a little bit. Okay, what'd you draw into? Bunch of nothing, I'm assuming. Let's play con.
No answers. Just no. Go on. Tell your story.
Okay, and might as well make a copy of that, right? So next turn, I guess we're attacking for 11. At least 11. Okay, make a copy of your cornucopia. And draw a couple of cards? Is that what you wanted to do? Oh no, he just drew a couple of cards. Sure, explosion. Discard 2 cards. Did not discard either one. Okay. So let's see if we can race him a little bit. I'm surprised they didn't get rid of my tokens. That was weird. So, do we minus and try to find like an Elspeth? Nah, I think we keep putting the pressure on.
Sorry to wake you.
Okay. And let's go level 3. So we're attacking for 20. Cool. The raccoon has made himself at home over here. Glitchy Ninja Raccoon is no longer on guard. Okay, what you got? You're gonna have to have a couple of things that are pretty good. And you're gonna have to gain a ton of life. Invasion, sure. So what are they gonna cast for 5 with invasion? 5 or less. Well, I guess, yeah, these also tap for mana, so never mind. 8 or less, that could be a good number of things. So, I'm assuming that they're going to try to find an Atraxa. But why wouldn't Atraxa just be in your main deck? That's a good question. Maybe they forgot what they had in their sideboard outside of the game, and they're like, nah, this isn't really gonna help. Assassin's Trophy. Cool. Season of Weaving. Now that'll do it. That will do it. Gotta love Season of Weaving. That's pretty awesome. Okay. So I think they're still dead. Alright. So we pop in the 2 forges, or we could pop in, yeah, we could pop in 2 forges. So pop in another forge. And then we just get lost with this thing. Yeah, and there we go. So that was pretty awesome. We started off, of course, against mono red, and but we've been having some luck since then with Boros tokens. And again, like, it is a really powerful deck. There's a lot of really cool cards out there, a lot of support, especially like if you were to play like a best of 3, you have a lot of really awesome sideboard options. And the biggest thing that holds me back from playing like a 3-color deck is just the fact, like with creature lands, fountain ports, and things of that nature, like you see in a 2-color deck having, of course, 8 lands that are off color in a 2-color deck, that still is a pretty big deal. I find myself wanting to drop down to 3 Field of Ruin and 3 Fountain Port, but of course, like, you definitely need the Field of Ruin with all the creature lands that are out there. That's why, and that's the one thing that really scares me about going 3 colors. I've wanted to do Esper, run an Esper control deck, and, you know, Sultai, which I have tried on stream. I did like a Sultai control, and that's always the biggest issue, is just these specialty lands that you don't really have an answer for. And I guess this is okay, depending, of course, on who we're up against, but I'm always under the impression that we're going to be playing mono red, of course. And as soon as I see a mountain, I always assume that it's mono red. We're going to start off with Bivouac. Good old Bivouac. Okay, so we can throw the mountain down here. Mountain. Roll on 2. By the way, roll on 2. I don't... I mean, I'm assuming that's kind of what was said in the Green Mile. And that's all I'm going to say about that. We got 3. We don't have anything to play, and it makes me sad. Always at 3 lands, we should be playing, you know, either an enchantment or an artifact. Another deck that I'm really excited about, I've seen a couple of other YouTubers posting about it. One more turn. So we're up against Gruul. Smuggler Surprise. Okay. I gotcha. So return 2 to your hand. Tyrant. Monstrous Emergence. As an additional cost to cast this spell, choose a creature you control or reveal a creature card from your hand. Monstrous Emergence deals damage equal to the power of the creature you chose or the card you revealed to target creature. That was a little bit too theatrical. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry. I'm really not. But I'll say it anyways, like sure I am. What do you mean? Ooh, gonna put a couple of lands into play. Not really too big of a fan of that, to be honest. Sure. You know what would be really awesome is if, you know, cards that could destroy creatures or enchantments and things of that nature, like a Get Lost, could destroy a battle as well. But no. Battles are completely different. They're a little bit harder to get rid of for good reason. Well, let's make... I think we want to make a treasure token. Aw, but we cannot. Alright, so we'll just make a fish. I always forget how much it actually costs to make one treasure token. Okay. I'm surprised that they didn't actually throw any creatures into play off of that. But we know that they're coming. So we throw another token into play.
Go on, tell your story.
We attack for 1 with our rainbow trout fish. With our magnificent rainbow trout fish, we shall attack for 1. Demolition field again. Cool. Put another token into play, because why not? Are they going to try to kill Quintorius Kand? Oh no. What do we got? Anything good? Terror of the Peaks. Let's see. I think we probably just want to do this one. And then I get lost. Okay. Choose attackers. Well, it doesn't really matter which one we attack with now. We'll just not attack here. We'll let it be your turn, Yasaguri. Yasagya. That was kind of cool. Smuggler surprise with some Terror of the Peaks and grabbing a bunch of lands and all that fun stuff. Like, that's exactly what I did for my Gruul deck. Yep. What'd you get? Oh, you got my Elspeth. Yeah, people just play their own decks. That would be really nice. I would love it if people could just play their own. I would love that.
Follow my light.
Yep, do a damage to Kand. Makes sense to me.
Now I'm history.
Yes, absolutely. Now, if we could just find a Sunfall. Block with the fish. If we don't find a Sunfall, we're gonna be in some real trouble. Obviously. Well. We might be able to hang on another turn. We very well may be able to. Activate it now, find a white source. So I'm a big fan of Jund, like Jund, Gruul, Golgari, you know, all those color combos in between, but I'm just a huge fan of Jund, and when it works together really well, it's just... I don't think there's a whole lot of decks that are more powerful. I think we remake here, because we don't want Terror of the Peaks being annoying and dealing damage to us over and over again. Which, you always take a risk when you play a Wanted Remake. I think we take this one out as well. I mean, either way, we're taking a risk because so we got 4 and 1 because, you know, we're either going to get hit by it, which we can't afford to do. So, I mean, it kind of leaves us with nowhere to go. Do we make another token? I think we could probably make another token. Double block this thing. Does he have anything to pump it up? That is the question. Okay. There we go. And that's really terrible. We can take care of everything with temporary lockdown, except for this guy. And if we could just get drawn to a Sunfall or a piece of spot removal for this dude, we could at least survive another turn. Because trampling into this, and then it has haste. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this. And then it leaves 6 over here. Yeah, good game. Unfortunately, we had to let go of that one. Smuggler Surprise got us. Womp, womp, womp. So, we won't let that bring us down too much, though. We'll go ahead and jump right into another one. Come on. Let's go, server. And again, like, that's another one of the decks that I actually have is Smuggler Surprise. And I have a red-green version of it. I also have a Golgari version. I also have a Jund version of the same deck. And, of course, Valgavoth has to be in the Jund version, right? And that's the reason why I kind of went that route, because of more efficient removal as well as Valgavoth. So now we need... I think we have everything that we need. We're gonna keep 7. Going up against Mr. Pink. And they don't have a pet. No pet on the stage. That's unfortunate. Scared Barnes. Scared Barnes. Case of the Uneaten Feast, so it looks like we're on baddies. Yay! Hello, Mijor Bat. How are you doing? Egg salad. So we could do... I guess we'll do this. Might as well get the talent in play. Of course, we don't have any talent. It was kind of hard to use what you don't have. Scoured Barons. Gain another life, attack in, gain another life. Cool, cool. Demolition Field. Fabled Passage. Nope. We gotta get this one down. We make a token. Because we gotta get some cards drawn. Mr. Pink. Da-da. 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 Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. So they keep gaining and we keep draining. That's the name of it. That's the name of it, actually. I think somebody was calling it Orzhov Gain and Drain somewhere along the line.
Still needs protecting.
Do we? I think we just want to plus and see if we can get them to attack into Quintarius Khand.
Never go it alone.
Come on. We need some removal here. We need a Sunfall. We at least need... I mean, come on. Temporary lockdown. Let's go. Now we really need a lockdown. Yeah, good game. Yeah, I'm sure we're dead here. Yep. Gain and drain. And it's that fast, ladies and gentlemen, against gain and drain. And that's another thing, like, you know, I was running blue-white control for so long, and I still feel like, you know, that is my turn to. It's always my go-to, right? Like, it's just because with so many different variants and so many different things, and so many different decks that can kill you, like you just saw turn 5, you have mono red that can win in 2 to 3 turns. You have mono black that can now win with slasher in like what 3 or 4 turns. You have baddie gain and drain that's basically turn 4, turn 5. You know, there are just so many different combo decks that destroy you so quickly. And of course, like, it's not much of a combo, but there's definitely those combo pieces. This is ridiculous. We'll keep it. It's way too slow. And that's the thing about the Boros deck, is that it is extremely slow. And it looks like we're up against mono red as far as I can assume. But, you know, blue-white control just, it handles all these really fast-paced decks a little bit better. And now on turn 3, we do not have the spot removal in hand to deal with Slickshot Show-Off. So we could very well be dead here, especially 2 Monstrous Rages and a Sellsword, and it's game over. Okay. Monstrous Rage now. Might of the Meek just as well. And then what else do you have? Pesky Fly. So of course with it, today we had a really warm day, and it's getting so close to getting more into those colder ones. Man, if only we had one more land. So, Season of the Burrow right now would be perfect. But unfortunately, can't do anything about it. So I think Season of the Burrow might end up coming out of this thing. Because if, you know, that could have just as easily been a sweeper. And we would have been a lot better off. I don't know. Season of the Burrow is a really good card. It's just, it's a little bit too slow, and I know we only have the 2 in there. But still. I doubt we survive this turn, at all. Yep. Good game. So, mono red is just a little bit too fast, and if we don't have that spot removal in hand, then it's just done. And I don't really feel like we have the... Oh, how should I put it? We don't have the luxury of being able to run, you know, cards that... as far as Planeswalkers go, sure, we're allowed to be clunky there. But I feel like we're going to have to make an adjustment before we go any further. Citizen of the Burrow has gotten me out of some situations, for sure. But I still feel like a couple of extra sweepers might, especially because we have the make your move, and Citizen of the Burrow does help us out when it comes to getting rid of, you know what, let's come down to 3, go up here, and throw, let's see, what is the one? This one, they're split up in there. I think could even make another one. Just like another early, I think we're, you know what, we're gonna craft it. There we go, boom. And in case you didn't know, that's how you craft. So, and again, we don't really have the luxury of running Kond either, to be honest. So, but I mean, he's so powerful in this build, and just him being able to find, you know, Lockdown, Forge, Talent, and Elspeth off of his discovery ability, I can't really see myself taking him out. So we're going to call that good, and we're going to jump into another game. We'll see how that does or does not benefit us. Of course, what we've been seeing is a lot of creature decks. Mono red, Gruul, Golgari, things of that nature. I really do love Season of the Burrow. I think it's an amazing card. And it does a lot for the cost. But I do feel like... Again, I just don't feel like we have the luxury to keep it in there. This is a little bit better. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the mix, and not only that, but look at this too. We have a strong curve. We have everything that we need. And hopefully we do a little bit better this game. So anyways, it is getting a little bit colder, and all the flies started rushing in to the house, and of course, nobody in this house, I say jokingly, but at the same time not. It just, you know, nobody in this house can seem to leave the door closed, so we're dealing with a fly situation, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so this is perfect. I think we could let them build, maybe go another turn, and then what we're gonna have to now, because we didn't play the Vantage. So anyways, we're gonna of course get the lockdown. I always like to have 3 targets. Okay, well this will be fine. We can make your move on this. Get him off the board. Okay, so we got a 3/3 over there. I guess we could get the talent on the board now. At least get it down. Or maybe... Let's see, they have Pixie, Warden, and Hand. I think we're just going to get the talent down now. So Inspector goes back, Warden, and the Inspector comes back down. They tap 3 and Scry. Okay, so they're just going to tap the 3 clues. Unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able to use any of them. And they did not attack with the role model. That is really strange. Okay, well, we'll take it all out. Completely tapped out here. They tried giving them hexproof. Doesn't work with a sweeper, unfortunately. Double striking, sure. Man, it would be so nice to play the Elspeth right now. We're gonna pass. Okay, let's see if they have another rescuer. It is a legendary after all. I doubt they're running 4 of them. Most of the time with like a legendary, typically I'll run like no more than 2, just depending on what it is and how cheap it is or how efficient it is. Like, Shouldred, I mean, you might as well run 3 or 4 copies of that thing because it's a lightning rod. As soon as it hits the field, they're going to be trying to get rid of it. So, it's always a good idea to run more Shouldreds in a deck.
This fight ends now.
Sure. I still get the token, and I still get to draw a card. Very cool. Okay, so now what do we have? Sure. Okay. Yep. So I really hope that we find another lockdown, or obviously like a sunfall would be amazing here. And if not, I guess it's just going to be pretty much game over. There we go. When she enters, destroy an enchantment. Very annoying. Another reason why Control is so awesome, because, of course, if we had a counterspell in hand, this wouldn't be happening to us. We'd be A-okay. So, we're gonna have to make a token. And please draw something. Oh my gosh. We have the answer we need. Oh. And this is exactly why I've had such a hard time with this mana base. Like, just accepting that it's an actual mana base. Well, we have a couple of creatures we can use to block. And we have spot removal we can try to use. Okay. So all this untaps. And then hopefully they get this thing out of their hand and we can just sunfall the board on the following turn. Okay, so they're going to try to... That's good news for us. Maybe they'll tap a couple of the other 1/2 creatures, as well as their pixie, and then just try to pump up the warden. Okay, yep. Counter on each creature, sure. Let's see. So, getting hit for 11 at least. Please go through. There we go. Now we can block this one. And I guess we can block one of these guys. Now we take 5 in game 2. All right. See what happens. So they're definitely going to be playing this one to destroy this thing on their next turn. Okay. Should have played the Get Lost. I actually meant to play the Get Lost and not the remake. And I really wish they weren't mono white, because it kind of leaves my demolition fields a little bit useless here. So, let's pass a turn. So what is this? I guess it would be considered like a white weenies deck. Okay, sure. Knight Errant? Cool. What do you find? Anything? Okay. Sure. Okay, so I think I want to keep Make Your Move in my hand and maybe just play Get Lost. Or we could make a token. Nah, I think we want to do this. Get out of here. I guess we could still make a token, huh? But I'm also going to be playing this. Let's just go into our turn. Another one! Yep. Of course. So now, I think we're going to make a token, a treasure token, so that we can just sacrifice it next turn. Okay, passing the turn. That's good news for us. Let's go ahead and sacrifice this. Okay. And I guess we're just gonna have to start attacking in. Let's go ahead. They might have the removal. Actually, we can't do it this turn. I was gonna say they might actually. Well, we can, I guess, if I play one of these. But now I don't know if I want to. Just because they could have. I mean, they're holding on to 3 cards. They didn't play a creature last turn. Well, that answers one question. And with them being mono white, I guess we don't have to worry about Recruiter being in their hand, huh? Oh, but we do have to worry about the Wandering Rescuer. Other creatures, right? Not exactly her. Power 4 or greater. So we're gonna have to block the Rescuer for sure. She has double strike. Let's see if we can make a fish and see if it'll actually survive the block. Cool. Oh, we could really use a sweeper. It would be nice to go ahead and take this out as well, because of course, like, goodness. But we have to take this thing out. We don't really have a choice there. Okay. Couple of 2/1s. So we make a 1/1. Get this creature out of the way. Okay. Can I destroy lockdown? Sure. Investigates twice. Now we can definitely use another Sunfall. If we wouldn't have lost our Caretaker's talent and we were able to draw some cards, it would have been a better game overall. So we have 11 lands here. We don't have enough. We could do... Man. Well, good game. Alright. That was pretty sad. And again, that's another reason why, you know, I wanted to add more sweepers into the deck. I'm surprised we lost that game, to be honest. Yes, I always had fun. Always have fun. No matter what, I have fun, my dear Watson. That's why I do it. That's why I play the game. So I'm just really surprised that we lost that one, to be honest. I mean, if they wouldn't have taken away Caretaker's talent. But hey, they had efficient creatures in there. Efficient removal for everything that we were trying to do. And they are a single color deck, which I have done a couple of streams on mono white as well. And I was actually thinking about running some mono white tokens. But I do feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of tokens this season. So just be, just know that. I'm going to be playing a lot of tokens. So this is really cool. If we had another white source, this would be amazing. What do we got over here? We got Jace sleeves. But we're playing mono red. Okay, game on. Need a little bit of H2O. I'll be right back. Water boy. Yes, Mr. Coach by you. You're fired. Okay. Manifold mouse. Just the fact that it's a mouse and it's this annoying kind of makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it. Let's exile this thing. Hope you've got an airbag. Get out of here. Well, that's awesome. We have 2 white sources. We have the lockdown. But I'm sure they're going to have something with haste on the following turn. It's not really going to matter, though. We might as well go ahead and play the Forge. Some spot removal would go a long way, obviously. But if they're on, like, tribal mice or something like that, that would be really cool. Okay, so spear, sure. Yeah. No problem. You got another creature or 2 to throw down on the field? That'd be amazing. Cool. Well, just because I don't think they actually have another creature, we're going to temporary lockdown now because we have 2 of them anyways. I would like to get the talent down, but of course, it's just not the right timing. And then next turn we can get conned onto the field, get a token into play. That'd be really great, depending on what they do here. Of course. Of course. Yes, we would like to attack. I didn't even realize this this person's name is Klotzy. This human, as it were. Okay, so we have a 2/2 field mouse. Are you going to target it with something? That is the question. Or are you going to keep it back to block? That's another question. That's another good question. You're not going to keep it back to block. Well, that's kind of silly if you ask me. I think we just want to lock this thing down too. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to do like 16 worth of damage to us in a turn, but of course they have done it to me before. Conned. Let's go for it.
require your expertise.
So what kind of removal do they have in their hand?
Oh, my notes!
Okay, 2 damage to con, that's good. So hopefully we can... They don't have the removal for our token. That's what I thought they might have done. And then just kind of attacked into Cond. Which would have made more sense to me. I'm glad they played it that way though. So strike there, sure. And now they won't attack.
I'll just go.
Okay. So talent now. And then I guess another talent. There we go. Alright guys, so we're just about at that 2-hour mark, so I'm just going to go ahead and let you know that this is going to be the last game that we play today, unfortunately. I'm trying to keep my streams down to 2 hours so that, so they're just a little bit easier to digest. Of course, like my videos save as VODs, videos on demand, so you can always find today's stream on Kick or YouTube. If you missed anything and you weren't able to catch me live, which again, I am working on trying to stream Tuesday through Friday. I'm not exactly sure as to what time. I keep saying that I want to do 3:30 to 5:30, but here lately, it just doesn't really seem to be working for me. So I'm still going to keep shooting for Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 3. And pesky fly, or I'm sorry, 2 to 3, 2:30 to or 3:30 to 5:30, somewhere in that realm, Tuesday through Friday. And at this point, though, I should tell you, I'm still working on figuring out and working through all the kinks with my scheduling. And if you guys wonder why I don't stream on the weekends, it's because I work 12-hour shifts. So the days that I have available are Tuesday through Friday. But anyways, Boros tokens has been pretty exciting today, honestly. Like it's been, I feel like there's just so many things we can do with this. And you know, I've seen some other builds with blue-white as well, like blue-white token control, and Boros token control is pretty sweet. If we moved more into a blue-white token control, I think I'd be a little bit happier, just because, of course, blue-white is my favorite color combination to play. And then we could also, you know, do the combo I was talking about earlier. So that would be pretty sweet. I guess this is, I mean, it's kind of along the lines of what we'd like to see. A sweeper to go along with this would be pretty awesome. What kind of sleeves are these? I wonder where they got these. I've never seen this before. Pretty cool though. So, we have the spot removal we need. If we can just make it to turn 2, that would be pretty sweet. They did not start off with a ley line on the board, so I'm assuming that we can at least make it to turn 2. Okay, well they didn't get the pump because it's not a mouse. So they hit us for 4, and then if they sacrifice it... Okay. Well, that's good news for us. We made it to turn 2. We made it to turn 2, guys. Against Crisp. 1090. We made it to turn 2. I am excited. I'm stoked. It's like, turn 2 against mono red. Are we going to be able to see turn 3? That would be amazing. So they go into attacks. We exile their scamp. Pesky fly, get away from me. Alright, so now we have Not On My Watch and a Get Lost to handle the other red bothersome thing on the board. Which, of course, we have our own red bothersome thing to put on the board, but not yet. Another hero. Well, it's a good thing we got the spot removal. So we exile this one. Okay. And then I guess we could just go ahead and get lost this hero. Hopefully, there we go. Cool. And I remember when I, And I remember when I streamed Mono Red. It was really hard to keep creatures in my hand. So, you know, I seriously doubt that they're gonna be, gosh, we don't want this thing to, okay, let's just do this. But I seriously doubt, you know, that they're gonna continue to draw into creatures, and that was the reason why they're so desperate to use their map tokens, I'm sure. And of course we just gave him a creature, but, you know, at least it's not Scamp. They can still use this, though, on this new creature. And that's fine. Go ahead and shuffle up our deck a little bit. Just grab a white one. Leyline on the top. Of course it is. Leyline on the top. We'll at least have to put a token in for now, and then I think like the following turn we could go, yeah, sure, I'll block it. Okay, so throw a Forge in. And throw another Restless out there, I guess. And put another token down so we have something to block their hasty things that they may or may not have. And then attack for 1. And if we can survive another turn, we can pop out another 3/2 token creature. Oh, there we go. Okay. I was kind of excited to see where that game was going to go. But unfortunately, they always quit. As soon as they start getting a little bit nervous, they're like, nah. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Like I said, we're going to be getting into some more token-based control, regardless of if it's like ends up being Jeskai or blue-white or red-white or mono-white. There's a lot of different options when it comes to tokens, but I'm pretty excited, and I'm a huge fan of tokens. I used to run Jeskai tokens back in the day, ended up doing really well with it. And if you guys are, haven't seen the deck list, let me just go ahead and show you guys the deck list. We'll go ahead and end the stream right here. But again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. And again, thanks for all the support. I can't tell you how much that means to me. Everybody's been so amazing, and I couldn't ask for for anything different. I just maybe like and share, subscribe if you can, share if you don't mind, and of course, I would like these videos to reach everybody well. And that just tells the algorithm that hey, people kind of like this video. Let's get it to some other people to watch as well. Anyways, I know how you guys know how all this works. Again, you can find the VOD on YouTube and Kick. I am multi-streaming to both. But anyways, yes, today's games are pretty awesome. I had a lot of fun, and we'll be back tomorrow. with more token nonsense. And anyways, thanks again and have a good night.